Hello, welcome to Bub's World. You're watching Bub's Comics. Today, we are going to get into some books that I picked up. I think one was maybe a Father's Day gift I haven't shown off yet, and another one is a order that I got from a retailer, so an artist exclusive shop retail, and then another is just a kick-ass anthology book. So let's see how I did.
You're watching Bub's Comics, Bub.
All right, we're going to start off with the Golden Age first. I don't usually do that. I usually make you wait till the end, salivate over the Golden Age stuff. But this time, I have a very cool book my wife got me for Father's Day. Let's just show it off. I think it might be one of my... No, I have some earlier ones. Wonder Woman's. But here's a Wonder Woman number 49. Very, very cool. Just a classic pose and cover. We were recently at Heroes Con in Charlotte, and I can tell you, we saw this book. Now, she had already purchased this book for me, but I had it in hand because they had it the week after Father's Day this year, and this book was all over that convention. We saw it on so many walls. Easily 4 or 5 copies of this book available to purchase. And she got a great deal on it compared to what we saw people asking for it. Of course, this one isn't graded. And about half of the ones we saw were graded and half weren't. But all of them, they wanted big money for this book because it's just an iconic pose. It just looks so good. Full figure Wonder Woman on the cover, so you can see all her little stars and spangles, right? So good stuff, just fantastic. Yellow background, all the fire, almost has an LB Cole-esque fire there where it has that black edge to the fire. Really dig that. A little bit of a fireman's carry there too. Just great stuff. Classic Wonder Woman number 49. The fighting Amazon defies an invisible foe to save Paradise Island in Return of the Phantom Empire. So good. All right, so I'm digging that. And then I hopped on over to J. Scott Campbell's exclusive store. I've been playing Marvel Rivals video game and really been enjoying that. And I could not resist the opportunity to score this book. I had been watching all the new Marvel Rivals #1, right? The comic that came out. I had been watching all the variant covers and looking for Squirrel Girl because that's the first character that I ranked up to Lord in the game. So much fun, right? And this is the best it's just amazing. It's a perfect representation of the character. And even things that I generally don't dig about J. Scott Campbell are fixed in this cover. Because if you look here, like one of the things I complain about J. Scott Campbell, he does a little mouse rodent nose or whatever. This is a Squirrel Girl, so it's perfect. So the little mousy nose looks great. It looks absolutely perfect. Good dimension, she looks good. She's got her little boots on. And he didn't give her ridiculously long legs, so the character is kind of short to begin with. So he didn't give her these crazy giant long legs. He even gave her a little bit of the meat to her bones, which he often doesn't do. He usually draws very skinny and lanky kind of characters. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking when he made this, but I'm glad he was thinking it. So it just looks perfect. I couldn't be happier with this the way it came out. Now, they had versions on his store, and it may still be available. They were limited, but if you know anything about J. Scott Campbell limitations, if they need more, they'll make more, is the way it seems. But this book right here is just about perfect. Now, they had versions where you could get a signature, and it wasn't that much more for the exclusive. But I couldn't find a good place on the book to put the signature. If it went down here, it had covered some of her boots. He often does it up the side. And there's the slingshot in place there, which kind of messes things up. And of course, the other side has a tail, and he's not going to put it over the trade dress. So I didn't see a good spot to put this. And also, I didn't want a Virgin variant. I don't even remember. I think they had a Virgin variant, but why would I not want Marvel Rivals on there? Because that's the whole point of the game. Me playing the game and having that tie-in to that. So very, very cool. Well done, J. Scott Campbell. Sorry I said things I didn't like about you. But basically, this is just fantastic. Outstanding. Next, I have an art book to show you. So this is kind of an anthology art book of one of my all-time favorite artists, Wally Wood. And I can't tell you how much his art just moves me. It makes me feel something. I would say if I could have, they have those like Mount Rushmore of artists. And as much as I would definitely put Wally Wood on that for me, right? He's on my Mount Rushmore of artists. But in addition to that, if I could only have one artist do a book and just cover interiors, everything, maybe even the story. If I could just have one creator do a book, it would be Wally Wood. I think that his stuff is just second to none, and just amazing sci-fi work, especially, and beautiful ladies too. So here's Wally Wood, Strange Worlds of Science Fiction. Say that one slow. There you go. Wally Wood, Strange Worlds of Science Fiction. Now, this is the soft cover. There is a hardcover, but I don't like the cover as much on the hardcover. It's like got a slip case, and I like this one better. Maybe if I see that when I come across it, I'll buy it. This book's fairly old. I think it's from like 2011 or 12 or something like that. So, for what it's worth, it is not, let's see, I think it's 2012. First printing 2012. And this book is just so filled with just fantastic artwork, a lot of comics, because it's kind of like talks a little bit about Wally Wood, but it's mostly just representations of his art and his style and his abilities. So it starts off, of course, normal, and then it rolls into one of my favorite images of Wally Wood's, and of course, handy dandy Andy's got it right here. Look at this. So a goal of mine would be to have all of the art featured in this book to own the comic, corresponding comic. That would be awesome. Probably not going to happen, but there are a couple of places where I really could try. So there's the introduction and the cool art page there. See that? Just showcasing some of his amazing work. Some of it's in black and white, some of it's in color, which I found to be an interesting choice. Now, when I'm reading a comic, I happen to really like the color, but a lot of Wally Wood stuff was in black and white, and I did enjoy the finer detail that you get. So there's some more color examples, but there is some we'll skip ahead to some black and white, and you can see just the real detail in those inks really pop in the black and white. So digging that. And what's cool is they have a nice little cover gallery in here, which I'll skip to real quick. Now, it doesn't have all the covers, and quite honestly, most of the stories in here, I already own the comics that they feature from. But there's a really cool cover gallery, and it's called Cosmic Cover Collection from 1951 to 1956. And it does not contain all of the covers that he put out during that time. But it's a pretty nice representation. I don't think it collects them all, but it's a good selection of them. So here's Captain Science, number 4, got it. Here's Space Detective, number 1, got it. Here's Strange Worlds, number 4, got it. So, I'm easy to please. Now, some of these Weird Science, I forget which ones I have. I think I have 2 or 3 of those. And that Strange Worlds we just showed, I have that one. So I'm going to be looking into, let's see, now the Weird Science, I think I only have maybe this one and this one. So I think I have to and I need to. And that Strange Worlds, I have that one, which I love that book. I'm wanting to say that might be the one that's at CGC right now. I can't remember which one I sent. A couple of these Weird Science Fantasies I already have, and I still need a couple. And then that Space Detectives, one of my favorite covers, and I have that as well. And what's funny is this book right here, a little sneak preview to a future haul. I just won that in auction just like 10 minutes ago. So excited about that. And I don't have any of these. So I'm looking forward to trying to hunt these down. But these are full newspaper openings, the Sunday Times. So for the Baltimore Sun, it says, and these are newspaper covers, to the Sunday portion that he did. So I'm going to try and hunt those, at least these three. I'm sure that there's more. But I'm at least going to try and hunt down these three. And they were Will Eisner Spirit in internals. So and there's another Captain Science, which I own. And I think that might be the last one. Yep, that's it. But can't be mad about turning the page and finding those. So good stuff. Wally Wood. This is called Wally Wood Strange Worlds. It's by Vanguard. It came out 13 years ago, but I finally got my hands on a copy because this one here, it was originally retailed for looks like $25 US, but good luck finding this for under 50. And I wanted one that I could just thumb through and use more like a reference and enjoy. I didn't mind spending the money for it, but I didn't want to spend like $150 for this book, and sometimes in better condition they go for that. And I didn't really see any sense in hunting down a super high grade copy of this book just to manhandle it like I have been and how I'll continue to do. So, and if I ever feel the urge of reading a cool Wally Wood story, I can just dig right in and read some of these. And also it gives you all the reference information to know where these stories came from, what books they were published in, and the names of the stories. So very cool. And some of them I have locked away in slabs. So a great way to get to read some of these stories. So that's all. That's my little haul. We got a Golden Age Wonder Woman from my lovely wife. We got Marvel Rivals, J. Scott Campbell making a rare appearance in the collection. And we got Wally Wood Strange World. So we'll catch you next time in Bub's World. Remember to read a comic and don't apologize for the glare. Bye-bye.
Now subscribe, you egg-sucking pieces of gutter trash. Now.